landmines for Ukraine. America will also send more than $275 million worth of new weapons over there. Retired four-star General Jack Keane makes another welcome appearance here in New York. General, it seems to me, and you're the expert here, seems to me that everybody's maneuvering in advance of peace talks in Ukraine. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, certainly there's some truth to that. I mean, the reality is that when President Trump confronts Putin as President of the United States, not directly, but starts to deal with him in formulating policies, he's going to find that Putin is somewhat different than what he was in 2016 to 2020. He's a wartime commander now. He's got his economy on a war footing. He's absolutely determined to take all of Ukraine. He's frustrated that it didn't happen in a couple of weeks. His domestic population was stunned by that. And now everybody in Russia is paying some kind of a price for this war because their economy has gone down further. Nowhere near what we wanted to do with imposing sanctions. So that is stage one there. The second thing is certainly, I think President Biden, what he is doing is trying to get all of these weapons in there much faster and additional weapons that they wanted. I mean, it's pretty sad commentary.
He should have done it earlier, shouldn't he?
Oh, my God. Yeah, the first year of the war, when the Ukrainians showed us that they can really fight these guys, the Russians weren't as good as we thought. The Ukrainians were a hell of a lot better than we thought. Give them the stuff. And the reality is we did not.
Well, now we've given them permission to use long-range missiles, and we've given them landmines. Could that be good for Trump? Because those are bargaining chips. He can withdraw that in any talks that's coming up in the future.
Well, you know, this thing about anti-mines, what's really going on here? They have the potential to cause civilian casualties if they wander into a mined area. But these are bona fide weapons of war. And the reality is that all of our weapons of war that fire anything at distance do cause civilian casualties. Even we cause them, or Ukrainians cause them, despite the fact we don't want to. Bombs, rockets and missiles, even artillery. And those casualties are far greater than what would be achieved by these mines. And listen, so our audience understands, these are our anti-personnel mines. They have on them devices that if they set the timer, if it doesn't go off initially in the time that they want it to, pending the attack, the mines will self-destruct. Or they have a battery that will shut them down. Okay. So this is what we put into it, knowing full well that we can use this to minimize casualties ourselves and protect people on the battlefield. The anti-mine group is still possessed about this, and they're going after it. But they just don't listen to the facts. You know, they're value-based activists and keep pushing.
We have reports that the Iranians have sharply increased their stockpile of nuclear fuel. You think there's a possibility that they're going to make a dash to get a bomb?
Yeah, they're at the threshold level right now, and experts say they just have to increase it within a couple of weeks, and they would be in a position to weaponize. But then the weaponization of a bomb, to be able to use it, to deliver it in some means, that would take some months. I think it's unlikely, in my judgment, that given the Trump administration is coming in, that Iran would move from the threshold where they are to actually weaponization. Every president, since Iran professed interest in so-called developing nuclear civil power, which was always a nuclear weapon, has declared we will not permit Iran to have a weapon, and if we have to use force, we'll use it. I think the Iranians fear President Trump. They know full well he's going to slap maximum sanctions on them, and he's going to push back on them, and I think privately he's going to have some red lines with them. He doesn't like that term, but you got to stop doing X, Y, and Z, or the situation is going to get worse for you.
General Jack Keane, a favorite guest of ours, and thanks very much for being with us.
Great being here.
Always appreciate it.